turn the sound off. Hello.
On or off?
Off. Who knows?
Who knows?
So hello and welcome to Here We Toes Sunday Night Live here from the arena. So we are, as you can see, with internet. Can you hear us all right? Let us know. Trying to watch the comments and see if it's all coming through.
Hopefully it will be. If not, let us know and we'll just stop.
They can hear us.
Super. Thank you, Ian. Right, we'll let people drop in. I've got a bit of a cold, so I do apologise. I sound a bit snotty, but it won't stop me talking, I don't think.
I hope not, because I've got nothing to say.
So, hello to people that have dropped in. Life Beyond Bricks. We've got Ian Hardham, who's blue spannering. Dan Carr from Cars and Caravans. We've got Hetty's
Sharon.
Motorhome Adventures.
Sharon and Jeff.
Sharon and Jeff.
We've got Ian, Love of Caravans. We've got Martin, Hetty Motorhome.
And Lloyd Goodwin, bless him. And Lloyd, I'm really sorry we couldn't come out for tea, but I don't think my dad would have forgiven us if we'd have bailed out on him and joined you. But it was a really kind offer, and I know it's your birthday this week on the 4th, so I will make a point of telling everybody on Twitter all about it. So happy birthday. It's your big 70th this year. Just kidding.
So,
Just lost a subscriber. But no, so happy birthday for this week, Lloyd. And we will catch up with you next week if you are about. We'll
Sid and Anna on.
Oh, hi Sid and Anna.
Stephen and Carla, hopefully.
Paul Upson. I hope everything's all right with you, Paul. I know you've had a bit of bad news, so I hope you're okay.
I mean, everybody's dropping in. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys. Top Notch, Paul, Ian McGarvey, the Wiltshire Preserver,
Crikey.
Sandra Bebbington, Nick, good evening, Lloyd, lol, Gary Wilson. So yes, no. Whilst everybody's sort of starting to drop in, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you just wonder what's going on at my feet, like these weird noises and the scratching, it isn't me. It is Fudge. Little guy's just laid here, stinking out the house and scratching and just generally being awkward with himself. But so he is. He might get up. Hopefully, he won't knock over the iPad. Otherwise, we'll be on the floor. So, posh cats are here, and Mark Job. Hi Mark and Anne. Hopefully, we'll catch up with you soon. I'm going to leave some Christmas presents at my dad's for you, but I'll get in touch with you about that. Rob Margerison.
Should I stay or should I turn now? Michael Stewart from Scotland. Thank you very much, Michael, for joining us.
We're hoping to head to Scotland in May, aren't we?
Bet it's cold up there.
Yeah, it's cold here.
Look how shiny my head is.
Yeah, you look like a light bulb.
Oh, cool.
So, anyway, while people drop in, it's really great that people have dropped in, because I know Sunday night people have all partied out and they're in the pyjamas and they're going to bed, which is where we'll be going soon. So thank you very much for joining us. What have we been up to? Well, we last saw you on a live just before the NEC and we had a giveaway, didn't we?
That was a busy NEC.
And then we went off to the NEC. We saw quite a lot of people there, so hello to everybody that we did see. And we did a meet-up as well, which we couldn't quite believe how many people turned up, because we said we'd meet like near the Freedom to Go Theatre, and Graham from Caravan Finder was doing his bit, and our group just got bigger and bigger, and I think Graham thought it got like the best audience numbers he'd ever had, but he hadn't, because then we got asked if we could just move back a bit, so we did, and I've never seen so many people move.
Yeah,
there were loads of people. It was absolutely brilliant.
Great to meet so many people.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
And we enjoyed the show. The show was good this year. I felt it wasn't quite as lively as the year before. It didn't, for me, it didn't quite have as much liveliness, but we still enjoyed it, didn't we? We didn't spend any money, I don't think, so we did well. I don't think we saw anything we were really excited about.
No.
Which sounds a bit awful, but there was some new stuff. There was some good new bigger vans, some smaller vans. There was a bit more mixed. Camper vans are getting bigger and bigger. And the accessories, there was good accessory stuff. So we had a really good show.
There was a lot more on the accessory side. And
yeah.
I thought it was planned out quite well this time as well, the way that it had all been...
The layout was good.
Yeah.
So it was really good to catch up with a lot of people there. We were pretty burnt out after the show, to be honest. We had a really busy week and we came away. I don't even know what we did. But then it was my birthday. And I'd just like to say to people that came to my birthday, thank you so much. I had a really good day. And we even went out to Pizza Hut, which was exciting, as you can imagine. So, yeah, that was really good. So, thank you. And then we've been down to Longleat, haven't we?
Yep.
And we spent some time with Gail and Mark, and we've seen quite a few people at Longleat. So, hello to everyone that we've seen there. This weekend we were there this weekend and we saw...
So, Michael?
Yeah, Michael from Kids and Caravans and his dad, who's on Twitter as Dorset Dog Photography. So we've had a good time doing that. We didn't put a video out this week. We've actually had quite a lot going on in the background. Although we sort of put a lot out there to people about what we're doing and where we are, we're actually quite private people, believe it or not. I know you find that hard to believe, but we are. And there's been a lot going on. Last year, our whole plan when we left the police was to move south down to Dorset. And obviously things didn't go quite to plan because of my mum, so that all really just fell apart, didn't it? So this year we were obviously focusing on the channel, but then in the background we've been selling our house that my mum had left us. We'd already sold our house in Skipton last year with a view to move down south, but when my mum passed away she left us her house. So we didn't want to be house hunting at that point, so we put our house on the market. And it's my mum's house, and that's now all been sorted out. So we've been house hunting recently around the south, and we've found a house, and we're hoping literally to be moving in the next couple of weeks, aren't we? So we're quite excited about that. So we will, Jules.
Just playing with some lighting.
I'll play with your lighting if you don't stop that. So, Jules, stop it.
Okay.
So you're blinding me now with the sunlight. That's all I can see. So we're hoping to move in the next couple of weeks. So we will be a little bit quiet over Christmas. I don't know what content will be going out because we're going to be pretty busy. We're currently back at my dad's house right now. We've come to see my dad. We're here for a brief time. We've got a meeting Tuesday, so we're away Tuesday, and then we're back here in the North all next week to see my dad for Christmas, doing Christmas and a couple of bits, and then we're hoping to get the keys and go down to our house. We are still away Christmas and New Year as planned. I know we're seeing people like Sid will be there, Dan Carr, there's the Upsons I think are going to be meeting up with us. There's quite a lot of people meeting up, which I'm really looking forward to, and then we'll properly move into our house in just after the new year. Anyone that doesn't know, Jane from Caravanning Adventures with Archie, she's been quite unwell, and I just want to send my best to Jane and Helen. She's been very seriously ill. They thought she'd had a stroke, and it turns out it's not a stroke, but it's a condition that presents very much like a stroke. So she's got a long road to recovery. We're hoping we're going to see her at Christmas.
If not, we're going to catch up with them at some point.
Yeah, we'll hopefully see them down in Devon. But I mean, it just goes to show that you just never know, and you should always just grasp life and go for it, which is sort of what we're trying to do, really. So all the best to Jane and Helen. I'm sure everyone else sort of feels the same. So big news really on our house front, really. We're going to be pretty busy with that. But we are going to the Manchester show.
Event City.
Going to Event City. And that starts, it starts on the 16th of January, and it's on for 4 days. And we will be there certainly for the Thursday and the Friday. The first 2 days we're planning to go. It's not a massive show. It's reasonably well attended, but it's nothing like the NEC. But it's still a good show if you're in the north to go.
But on the sort of flip side to that as well, we went a few years ago now, so it'd be good for us to go and see how it's come on and see what what they've got there. It's always been good for accessories and things like that as well. So obviously the launches are normally October time at the NEC, so they're always packed with manufacturers and things like that. But February 1 is more camping, caravan clubbing type stuff down at the NEC. So we're interested to see what's there in sort of January time. So
yeah, so we're going to hit that, aren't we?
Good time to have a look and see. It's one for up north as well. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Which I'll have to bring my really warm clothes for that because I'll be a southern softie by then. So we're going to that, and then we've got the February NEC, haven't we? Which we'll be looking forward to. We're there for the full week in February. That's probably my favourite show, is the February show. I just
It's a lot
really
more
enjoy.
relaxed,
Yeah, I
I
really
think,
enjoy that
yeah.
one. So we will be there. Again, if there's a lot of people going, I know a lot of you are on Twitter and Facebook. So if you're going, we'll arrange something nearer the time for maybe the weekend. I know, Jules, turn the lamp off.
Sorry. I just got some toys, so it's like.
Yeah. This is Lloyd's fault.
It
But-
is.
So we'll be there in February, won't we? Which we're looking forward to. Just before going
It's
back.
a real condition being south, being southern and cold.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to getting settled down and having a quiet time. We've got, in the run up to Christmas, the one thing we are doing is we've got another giveaway, all being well. We did one with Whale.
Oh,
What?
cat's out the bag now.
Yeah.
Cat's out the
I'm
bag.
not telling them what we're giving away.
No.
It could be some junk out of our house. But yeah, we're having a giveaway in the run up to Christmas. We're confirming that on Monday. We're meeting up with somebody tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's Monday, tomorrow night, and we're confirming a prize. Because the whale one went really well. I was just amazed. And
So one lucky contestant who owns a van and is a person that can actually drive and move our furniture will be.
yeah,
That's going to be the prize.
yeah, yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, no, it's not. We've got a proper prize. But the whale one went really well, and it was Angie and Mark at Summers Wood that won it, which they've received it, and they're very excited, so I'm pleased for them. So hopefully we'll have
Putting it to good use.
a Christmas giveaway. And then, as I say, we've got the shows, and then after that, we've got a Scotland trip planned in May for about 18 nights, if that comes off. We're planning on heading to Scotland and going up the west coast to Oban, a bit further up, then across towards Inverness and back down. So
just while you're thinking of that, there's a few more people that dropped in, so I'll just say,
excuse me.
Motorhome Adventures vlog. So Andy and Michelle, hello, welcome. Nouse Campers, hello. Rolling with the Robsons, Dan, thank you for joining us. Anne Shirley, I think we saw Anne earlier.
Hi,
but,
Anne.
Hitch Up and Toe, I think that's everybody. Oh, and obviously Rich from Legs Down, Steve Lawton, and who else did I say hello to in the chat? Rob Forrest. So Gary Wilson. So hello, thank you for joining us. So yeah, and
Yeah.
Park Nest. So
Oh, and Park Nest, he's just hit 1,500
1,500
subscribers.
subscribers. Congratulations.
Good work from the streets of West Yorkshire. That really is how they drive. If you ever want a laugh, yeah, just go over to Park Nest channel and watch his
Welcome back to channel.
watch his I love him. Watch his
Top draw.
his dash cam, because you'll think it's a joke and it isn't. That is really like, it is just totally like Wild West around here. So that's pretty spot on. So that's sort of excuse me,
Jonathan Dan, good evening.
really where we've sort of been up to and what we've
3-year-old
got.
on a birthday party.
Yeah, you're never too old.
Jonathan's
Oh,
he's trying to concentrate, but battling with a 3-year-old after his birthday
Oh.
parties to be all hyped up. Like,
yeah, I'm not very good with children. I don't think I could deal with it, if I'm honest.
birthday parties.
Yeah,
But, no, it's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
good
But,
lad.
thanks for joining us anyway.
yeah.
That is really appreciated. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're trying to sort all that out in the background as well.
Oh, bless.
So, how far south of here? So it's
Oh, pretty south, yeah. Because bearing in mind, like we're sort of right now we're near Bolton Abbey. It's probably the place a lot of people know. Skipton, Bolton Abbey, Ilkley.
that sort of area.
So we're heading way down south. yeah, we'll probably get lost on the way, know me, but that's the plan.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to it because it's nice to have a base. I mean, this is a good thing to talk about, maybe about people at full time, because I know a lot of people that didn't actually think we ever had a house, which, we've always had a house. Right now, for this next couple of weeks, we don't, because we're literally getting the keys in a couple of weeks, and that's the nearest I've come to not having a house. And I know a lot of people have said about if they could fancy full-time touring. I know Life Beyond Bricks are on here, and they're currently full-time. Andrew Ditton, he has been full-time, and then he's recently gone back home. It really is a personal choice. for me, I like to think I've got a home. If something went wrong, I want to know I'm going back home, especially when I'm getting older. But for me, you just never know what can happen in life. And although we've been touring all this last year, we had a house. You know, we were still paying all the bills on that house as well. But when it came to it, we could still go home. So, I mean, it's totally up to you, to the individual, and what you want to do. But it's almost like full time. You have a fantasy that you're going to go off into the sunset and great. But like I always say, the next day the sun does come up, so you've got to have a bit of a plan, because you're not on like a big jolly. It no longer becomes a holiday, it becomes that is your home if you're full time. So it's quite a good question, isn't it, when people ask about it?
You haven't got that special time away.
No.
You seem to always, I mean, we've found it. I mean, I'm quite happy to say I've put a few pounds on, but it's,
Oh God, I've piled them on.
it's like, it's because you're
Yeah.
always away, and people then
Yeah.
come and you
And you
want
have
to go
barbecues.
away with them and
Yeah.
have meals out,
Yeah.
and it just
Well-
becomes like that, and it's
Yeah.
it's just
It
engulfing.
becomes ridiculous.
But I mean, it doesn't take for me to give Andrew a shout out on
Right,
this
thank
channel. But if you haven't seen his information about when he was full time and the sort of thoughts and processes that he's gone through with that, highly recommend you go back and watch that. That was a week or two ago now, but it's really insightful, and some of the
Yeah.
comments as well. I think he was genuinely blown away by the amount of support from people who maybe don't do it full time like us, but do it regular enough. Also said, yeah, can totally see exactly where you come from. So
Yeah. And Sally, she says there's no place like home, and Sally's not a million miles from us, just over the road there in sunny Harrogate. So, yeah.
absolutely. So from there,
Dave's dropped in.
Dave Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from there, the doom and gloom. Now we're coming into the party season. So Christmas time, our plans, what's coming up, New Year, and everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're currently, like I say, we're currently up here sorting loads of bits and pieces out, but I haven't been told what's happening next. So
Well, I don't think it's any great secret as to where we're going to be. We are, I think everyone knows by now, we are going to be at Longleat. There's a lot of people that are going to be going, so we are looking forward to that. It's going to be nice. I know Ian and his family are there. Sid, we can't wait to see your culinary delights. I'll help hold. That's going to sound wrong. I say I'll help hold your utensils, but I don't want to be saying that. I'll just help. And Dan's coming, Dan Carr. I'm hoping there might be some baking goods that I can sample, but if not, I'll just go down to Asda and buy a load. Christmas Day, we're actually going to do a bit of a team Christmas dinner for the couple of us that are there, aren't we? Because I can't cook. Well, I was trying to cook some chicken last night when little Michael bobbed round, bless him, to see if he wanted to play top trumps. I thought, I can't lose to a child, so it's not fair. It would have resulted in tears because I wouldn't have lost.
What was more interesting is it was actually shocked that Karina was actually
I was
cooking in the
chicken.
caravan.
I was cooking chicken.
And it didn't involve a microwave.
I know,
so
I had the
that was-
oven on and everything. I was cooking chicken. So that'll be Christmas and New Year, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. But next year, we're pretty open, aren't we? Next year, apart from the shows.
Yeah.
I know we've got lots that we are going to do, but I've not got any rigid plans. I think we'll do Dusseldorf. That should be a plan for August, and then we'll go from there. Really.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
yeah.
see how it goes.
Karaoke. No, Sid, I know I won't be. I think Gail Cooper's well up for it from what I've heard. She's made about 12 litres of gin and she just can't wait, can she? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll be rowing a boat, singing "Oops Upside Your Head" and everything like that
Yeah.
over the
Oh,
festive.
someone's bought their towing jacket and it fits great.
Oh.
I tell you what, I love my towing jacket. All the miles we've done, I'm sure we'd have sustained some chips and damage to ours if we hadn't had something on it.
Sorry, it's just reminding me. I've just seen Dan Carr's pink gin after a few where was it? After a few pink gins. After a few pink gins, anything is possible. It's, we saw the little the decorations on your nails there, Dan,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
did you
old
have pink nail varnish on?
pink gin. So yeah, no, fantastic. That really made me chuckle.
Oh my gosh, Sid's got venison haunches.
To bung on the, I don't think you bung them on the barbecue, Sid. But those you gently place.
The
Venison.
monster burgers looked okay. Can't beat a monster burger. So no, we've had a really good year actually, and I know it's not over, but a lot of our content is over now for the year. We're going to do a giveaway, aren't we? But I don't know if that'll be.
We can have some
on
bits and
YouTube.
pieces and like an
Yeah.
end of year roundup and maybe some bloopers and bits.
Oh, we've got some bloopers, but I won't play them because nobody would watch us. It's normally me swearing and looking at you, total daggers.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good ones.
There are some hilarious ones.
But no, yeah.
I'm not realising if the microphone's still going.
With everything that we've got going on in the background, yeah, it's becoming quite hard at the moment to get some bits and pieces done. So
Yeah.
we'll hopefully get some videos sorted out, and we've been even looking at doing an insulated jacket for the Warthog and things like that we've purchased and see how we found. So we're still sort of using that. So we haven't got it to come forward yet with it, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. But no, it's been quite a year really when we look back at all the stuff we've done and all the people we've met, and I just think thank you to everyone really that's Fudgy. Thank you to everyone that's followed us.
He just kicked it.
He's about to. He's got his paws wrapped around the bottom of it. So yeah, so thank you to everyone really, because well, we really appreciate it. We've had a really good year. We're pretty well. We haven't stopped.
Pretty worn out.
Oh, another thing we're thinking about, and I know Sid Lewis has asked this. Those of you that went to Torafest, well, they went to Trudgefest last year, Torafest this year. I know a lot of people have already been saying about what about 2020. As far as I know, there's not going to be a Torafest that's been put out for next year. What we might do is arrange something. I presume there might be a Twitter camp. I would imagine that's probably going to go ahead. I don't know. We don't sort of have anything to do with that. Hopefully we'll get there fully for it next year.
If we're invited.
If we're invited. Yeah, but we're thinking we might do a meetup. And at the moment, I'm looking at probably the last week of July, which is for most the first week of the school holidays. And the reason I'm doing it then is not because I've got kids, obviously I haven't, but a lot of people, you know, if they have got children, their touring plans revolve around school time. So we may well arrange something, if there's some interest in it, which I'll sort of probably best gauging in January, then we'll look at doing something then. And again, location-wise, having looked at it, it's one of those where we've got to find a happy medium where everybody can get to. And also a site that will take rallies and all the rest of it. And also if people aren't members of clubs, it can become a bit difficult. So there is a site in Banbury, which I know we went to Anita's in Banbury, which I wouldn't go back there to be honest. But there is a site in Banbury which I have been on myself, not as a rally, just touring. And that's a really good site, isn't it? We went there, I can't remember, earlier this year. That was a good site, really well priced. And you get the whole field to yourself. And I think they're all electric pitches, aren't they?
The grass pitches, but with electric.
All electric.
So.
And the other option, there's apparently a good rally field at, is it Ferry Meadows? Did somebody
We've
say?
been told Ferry Meadows.
Ferry
Yeah.
Meadows. I've never been to that site. So that's again a little bit further north. So I know Banbury is not north, but equally we've got to find middle ground. And I think that's probably maybe a good location. So I don't know.
We're up to have a look at things.
And we'd try our best to get some raffle prizes. We'd blag something from people so we could do the raffle, because the raffle's really good, isn't it, for charity? So, and I'm sure we'd have a cook-off as well, Sid, but you're not allowed to enter if we do. You've got to be a chief judge this year instead, an honorary judge, seeing as you wipe the floor with everybody in your excellent attempts.
So we've been asked, just quickly going off piste a little bit here, but Andy and Michelle are saying, so are you considering joining the dark side and getting a motorhome?
Not now, I've just spent all my money on a brand new house. No, do you know what, seriously, I'm quite interested in motorhoming in that I would like to see, having gone from a great big huge caravan, I would like to see the practicalities of motorhoming. And we might be doing something next year actually with a manufacturer. I've got hopefully a meeting in January about that, because there must be people like us that have the caravan and think, well, what is motorhoming like? And the only way you go and find out is by trying it. I, for me, don't think it would work for us, but because of how we tour. But until I try it, I wouldn't know. And what I'd also like to look at is, obviously, with Jules, he doesn't have his B plus E, as I keep telling him. And another option would be, obviously, if it was a 3.5 tonne and under motorhome, he could drive that anyway. But he could also do his C1 plus E, which would give him ability to drive over 3.5 tonnes. But then it would also give him his B plus E to tow a caravan.
Give me the grandfather
give you
rights
the-
with the B plus E as
Yeah.
well. So
that's something else we're actually looking at for next
for the amount
year.
of money that I would spend on doing that, there's a few more hurdles, and this might be some videos that I do. Obviously, in relation to a medical and another theory test, because it's another category, and a full test. I've done my D1, so I'm fully aware of sort of like you are doing a minibus test, or basically it's a coach test, really, a bus test. So it'd be the same for the C1, I'd have thought. Imagine sort of that sort of line, but it's something that we're going to look at for next year.
Jules is
anyway,
then
so.
going to start a bus company. So that's the answer. I mean, to be fair, touring, if I did more of Europe, I thought Europe was really good for motorhoming. It was really good for caravanning, but I can see how a motorhome works really well in Europe.
So quickly, just looking at
So so at the moment, no, we might try one, but I have no intention of swapping that Adria for anything.
Never say never.
Never, darling, because we've just spent all my money. God.
Paul Joseph,
Excuse me.
photography, he said, outside of the channel, where's the best community to be chatting with people? Looking to get out meeting people next year. I'm not sure where to find out about things.
Yeah, Twitter. I know it's
Twitter
not.
and some of the Facebook. So
Yeah.
Facebook's a little bit.
Yeah, I do
Opinionated,
Facebook
but-
for. I do Facebook for Here We Tow. And yeah, I always think people start falling out, and I think, oh God, I don't know, I'm not keen on it. Twitter's brilliant. I love Twitter. It's a lot more friendly, isn't it? It's friendly. Everyone joins in. So yeah, if you want to know like the big group on Twitter, I'd say get on there. It gives you a good idea of where people are going as well, because everyone shares their whole life on Twitter. I know I do, apart from stuff that I keep private. But yeah, social media is brilliant. I really enjoy it. Every morning, I generally, 6:30, I start on Twitter when I get up, and people start dropping in, and it's really nice. So
Just quickly,
Yeah.
2 things. Andy and Michelle are saying they're looking maybe sort of get together out for Twitter, Malvern way.
all right,
So-
Malvern.
Yeah, so it might even be
Mhm.
worth linking in and doing something. I don't know, because we haven't sort of made any definite plans where we're going yet.
Dave
anything
says the
like
Black Country.
that. Black Country. And the other one was, where was it?
Rob, Derbyshire sounds good.
Lost it.
Yeah, well, I think maybe if we could have a vote. We could have a vote on our Facebook page or something, because a lot of people on Facebook. Can you do a poll on YouTube? I don't
Yeah,
know. You
You
can.
can, but it's only in the card that's up in the
We
top.
could always look at doing a poll to see who'd fancy Banbury and who'd fancy maybe say Ferry Meadows, and go from there. And I can then make some inquiries with those sites to check they've got availability and how much it'll be.
God bless. Tilly Bob's saying good night. Tilly Bob's saying good night.
Night, Tilly.
No, no. Thank you for watching. Something else that I'd seen that I wanted to talk about, but that was it. Mike Klim running a Christmas market rally meet at Lincoln Caravan and Camping Club, TVDA,
That'll be their area.
next
Thanks,
weekend. So tell all to check it out. Keep up the good work, you two. Yeah, I mean, that's something else. Some really good rallies, because we've seen a few whilst we've been round and about. Really friendly people, really good. Again, like-minded. So it's
Yeah, there's
always
quite a lot
worth
of people.
dropping in and seeing, getting
Yeah.
on some of those, and you get a bit of discount sometimes. So sometimes have a bit of cooking
Yeah, they're
and
well priced.
bits and pieces going
Yeah.
on. So
Even if I'm not on the rally, I just fudge.
oh,
Come here, little oglet. Even if I'm not on the rally, I just make my way around because they're always cooking stuff. And I just invite myself and pretend I'm there. They love it. And we take you, and you're the enforcer, aren't you? You're covered in fur. And if they don't give us the food, you just take it off the barbecue. Yeah, you stink. Ugh. Anyone wants a
travelling
dog?
box.
Not just for Christmas, are you, Fudge?
Banbury's good and central. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Stephen's on.
Oh, joyful.
Fudgy wudgy woo.
Fudgy wudgy woo woo. Where's Steve? Is Steve there? Don't you knock that little man. Colin, what's Colin said? Karina, you're such an early riser. Always something on Twitter when my alarm goes off. Yeah, sorry about that. I just can't help myself. Careful, darling, you're going to fall over. Yeah, I like getting up early. I'm normally in bed by now.
I was going to sort that out, but to be fair, Fudgy's in now, so everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Cadet cooking. Oh, thanks, Callum. Yeah, I need to get back to a bit of cooking, and what I am going to be doing, probably not filming it, but I'm going to be doing some chestnuts.
I think you should. Well,
thanks to Stephen. That was Stephen.
Yeah,
so
Stephen,
I've looked how to do it.
How not to do it, because Stephen Wills cooked us some for my birthday.
He nearly blew his eye out.
And yeah, one exploded and nearly took his eye out. So yeah, I'm glad we got to watch him first to know how not to do it. Oh, are you tired,
Big
Fudge?
yawn.
So yeah, we're gonna do some chestnuts, aren't
We're
we?
even boring our
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
You want to look up there?
No, I just don't want to.
Look up there.
You say hello? Hey, who is it? Gonna do some barking?
No.
Oh. So yeah, I think that's about where we're at, really, isn't it? So we're on with.
Good lord.
Don't knock that over. So we're on with moving. We're going to shows January and February. We're going to probably be a bit quiet just over Christmas while we move and do our bits. Have a little bit of time to ourselves. I'll be seeing my dad, Mark and Anne. As I say, hopefully. I probably won't see you before Christmas, but I will be dropping some presents here at my dad's for you to come and get. We're going to be going back down south and seeing people for Christmas and New Year, and then we'll see where the rest of the year takes us. I'm quite excited, and hopefully, as I say, the last week of July is when I'm thinking we'll probably do some sort of meet-up because it fits in with school holidays. I know some people pack up and go off to France. But for those that are about, last week of July, first week of the holidays, we'll pencil something in.
Yeah, and try and sort something out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Knock it down in the comments below, and we'll sort that
Can you
out.
say anything about what you were doing with hobby? We're waiting to hear Dan. We spoke with him obviously at the show. We had a bit of meeting beforehand, and we'll just see. They've obviously got to sort out the way it works with them. It's a little bit like Adria. Because they don't manufacture here. They have to sort something out that's either registered here or we have to go to Germany and work out in Germany go to the factory there and collect something. So we're waiting to see how that's going to work. So once I know, I'll let you know. But I'm really keen to do something with those.
Yeah.
Having seen them in Dusseldorf.
Good pieces of kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, there's hopefully going to be a launch in February at the NEC on the Coachman stand. We met again with a chap from Sweden in October, didn't we, at the show?
Yeah.
And hopefully there's going to be a launch of a whole new product into the UK, but Brexit is having a major effect. There's a lot of the European manufacturers that are really holding back, and this company is one of them. So we'll wait and see if that comes off, but hopefully it will, because that'll be something new.
I'm just going to move this a bit closer because the sound's a bit poor. So hopefully that will make the sound a little bit better. Let us know, Craig, if that's any better now.
Did you say, Sid, are you hoping to try Norfolk? Yeah, we are. Oh, is Martin getting another dog? Oh, Hetty's looking for another dog in the house. Oh, poor Hetty. I'll send you Fudge, Martin, and she can have him for real. She'll soon
I must
send him
admit,
back.
last time I did that, I think I set everybody's dogs off.
Yeah.
Didn't I? So that's
Yeah, we are. We're thinking Norfolk and Suffolk, maybe. Again, once we get settled in and we've got the shows, we'll be doing a bit on the house, and then we've probably got, apart from May, we're pretty free. We're hoping to go to Jersey round the end of June, beginning of July, because that would have been my mum's birthday again. Obviously, we threw her on a beach while we were there this year, so we'll go back to see her ashes and have a chat with her. So we're going to go to Jersey, but not with the caravan, probably in a hotel or a cottage. And then we'd like to do Norfolk. I'd like to do North Norfolk, where I used to go quite a lot. Probably start Sandringham Way, down Cromer, and then drop down to Suffolk. I've heard there's some really good tacky seaside resorts around Lowestoft, and I love a bit of tacky penny slot action, as you know. So we'll be doing that, all being well.
Two-penny push.
Well, there's a site actually that Sid recommended. Is it, Sid, you'll tell me. You pitch and you look out on the seas. It's like Munsley. I can't remember. Are you going to...
I was just going to say, thanks Martin, sorry it's our fault, but I'm so glad you're enjoying it. It says, it's your fault we're new to caravanning, but I'd love to say thank you, loving it.
Yeah, it's really good. We're loving it as well.
Is Tintertum coming back in 2020?
They're mad for your Tintertum. I think it will.
I think it will. After deep discussions there, I think it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to bring it back, to be fair. There's a few bits and pieces that I've looked at. And I think I'll say yeah, it will be coming back. And I'm even thinking of trying something a little bit different. So it might be Tintertum. I don't know if it's going to be on a Cadac, on a Cobb, or on a Weber.
Weber. You're not buying a Weber. You've got a Cobb.
Well, you've spent all your money, darling, so I'll get a Weber.
You can borrow Sid's.
Borrow Sid's,
yeah, Sid said it's Sandy Gulls. That's the one. I'm hoping to stay there. Are you doing any caravans where there's twin beds at the back? Yeah, I mean, what we do when I choose which ones to do, it's often a case of which ones I can get in at the show, which have got lights on, because it becomes a bit of a nightmare. And I know the twin layouts. I've done a few where they've got the rear washroom. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how many there are with twin beds at the back and a centre washroom. I'm just trying to think. But I can try and hunt one out at the next few shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hoping again there'll be quite. Already looking forward to the launches next year, because I just get so excited. I know Adria are bringing out a new Adora range, as far as I know, unless something goes badly wrong with Brexit. But I'm looking forward to that as well. I won't be upgrading or changing, but be glad to see what they're bringing out, because there's a few little changes that many owners have said would be handy, so that'll be good.
Sharon said we must go to Elizabeth Castle. I totally agree.
You're always wanting to get on the little truck, aren't you?
Yeah, get out there and have a look. So I've never been there, so I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Wilson, what is a Weber? It's another barbecue. It's the Weber barbecue. So if you just search under Weber, I think it's Weber, as in instead of double B. But there's a nice one, the little Weber Baby Q, I think it is, that's got cast iron grill, adjustable flame, off the gas again. But it's they've also, obviously the Webers have got the coal ones as well, so the charcoal and the lump wood, and you can do it indirect and direct. So yeah, it's all good.
Bob McKay loves his twin beds.
Yeah.
I'm sure Aileen doesn't. I'd love some twin beds as well, but unfortunately I'm stuck with Jules. Looking at purchasing a caravan, was Adria your first? It was Melvin, yeah. Adria was our first van. We put a lot of work into deciding which van to get, didn't we? It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We literally spent so much time going around various dealerships, and we tried literally every manufacturer going, and we hadn't even really heard of the Adria, to be honest. It was we were going to get an Eldis. That was it.
Special.
We found the one we wanted.
Dealer special Eldis we were looking at.
Andrew Ditton did a vlog about the Adria Isonzo, and I was like, ooh, I like that. And we went over to Stuart Longton at Chorley, and that was it. And well, we never looked back, have we?
No.
So that's how we ended up with that. But I mean, we get. Oh my God! Oh, I've got a story for you.
This is when I get really scared.
Oh, I've got two stories. Right. So when we were at the show,
I'm
just before.
I'm just ready to press the button.
Right, it was the Sunday afternoon, and we'd been there all week, and I was worn out. But we were on the Freedom to Go theatre, so we had to wait till last shot. And I think Rob Forrest was there, and a few others, and we stood round, and I was stood with my back to the hobby stand, which was behind us, where the Freedom to Go was, and we stood there. And if anyone that saw it, we'd got the banner and stuff, which was really kind of them. They offered to put that on their stand. They made it up for us, didn't they? They had it made up, and that was really kind of them. But that isn't the story. So, Jules, turn that flipping lamp off. I look like I've got sunburn.
I'm just going.
This
is red warning.
Right. So I'm stood there, and we're waiting to go on. We're literally about 10 minutes before going on. And this woman comes up. Now at the show, people often do speak to us, which is really kind of them. And she came up, she said, with her husband, she says, we're looking at buying a caravan, but we're not really sure about what we should be looking at. Have you got any advice? So I'm just presuming, obviously, she knows I'm Karina from Here We Tow, so she's come to ask me some advice. So I said, oh yeah, I said, well, come round here. So I took her to the hobby stand, which was obviously the nearest one. I said, look, this is what you want to be looking at, and you want to look at layouts, and you want to look at this and that. And she said, right. I said, Eldis, they do some great family vans. But if you want this, you want to look at Swift. I said, Coachman, and there's Adria. And she was looking at me a bit funny. And I thought, oh, maybe she's heard enough. So you came to get me. You said, come on, we're on. So I said, I'm really sorry, I've got to go. So whizzed off. We went on the stage, came off. And I said to Jules afterwards, that woman was a bit odd, wasn't she? I said, and then it dawned on us. She obviously had no idea who I was and thought I worked for Hobby.
Selling caravans.
She thought I was selling, and no wonder she was looking weird, because she must have thought, well, I'm here to look at these and you're fobbing me off to Eldis and Swift. I was like, that is just the most bizarre experience. I was like, God, but we were so tired.
Night, now's Compass. Thanks for joining us.
See you later, guys. But then, now the second funny story, and this Jules will not speak to me after I tell you this. When we got here to my dad's, it's freezing. It's minus 10 here. So Jules has gone outside, and my dad's house, he's got this raised deck as part of his garden, and then it goes off. So I'm in the lounge just over there on the computer, and Jules goes outside, and next thing there's this almighty smash, and I turned around, and he's laid out on the decking, but he's landed on all my dad's garden furniture, and it's in pieces. And I went running out, and I was like, are you all right? You all right? You were like, yeah, I'm fine. And he got up off his backside, but my dad's garden furniture's in pieces.
I hope he's not watching this.
It's smashed to bits. It's like Jules is just, oh, bloody, you're all right, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
But I've never seen you fall over in 10 years.
No, it's spectacular.
Yeah, so sorry, Dad. That's what happened to you.
So anybody who was up north, it wasn't an 8.2 on the Richter scale. It was actually me taking a bit of a tumble.
Yeah. So
I thought you were going to tell the other tale.
Which one?
The one last night. I've got a top tip for you. If you do go caravanning a lot and you're away, and you have hair clippers and you cut your own hair, make sure they're fully charged. Because you can look a bit of an idiot walking back to your caravan with what looked like a Mr. T sort of Mohican thing. Because the last bit I do was a strip here.
He came back with his hood up like this, and he says, "I've had a problem.
I've had a bit of an issue.
What's wrong?" And he just pulled it back, and literally he got two shaved sides like a US Marine Corps thing here. And this Mr. T, but it wasn't even. It was longer on one side and about an inch long. Oh, you look like a muppet.
Thanks, Dad.
And all I could do was look at him and try not to laugh. I wish I'd taken a photo.
Yeah, you wouldn't have.
Anyway, it's all gone now.
I'd have deleted it.
And he looks like a mole again. Giant mole. Anyway, we digress. So that's it. You're looking at an Eldis, Melvin's looking at an Eldis 6th berth and Bailey Pegasus Turin, both with kitchen dinette, especially with a big fridge. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's about, like I said, I got distracted again.
I'd just say go into them.
Go into them.
You'll know. As soon as you walk into it, if it's for you, you'll just look at it. And a salesman once said to me, if you sit in it, you know that you're halfway there. If you actually sit down and think, I can see myself in this, then you just know.
Oh, yeah. Motor and Vegetable, got to go. See you later, guys.
And just a quick one, Gavin White, I haven't seen you for a long time, Gavin.
I was thinking about
He's asking, how's your mattress doing and did this affect the handling of your van? I can answer how the mattress is doing. It is absolutely top drawer. It's made a massive amount of difference.
Yeah.
And I can't say anything more than that. People say, you know, a good night's sleep is king, isn't it? And I'm sleeping
And it
so well
doesn't-
on that. It is,
Yeah.
it is fantastic.
And towing,
And
no.
towing,
Because it was
Lou
only
knows.
slightly heavier by a few kilos than the one that we took out, so it's made no difference at all. That mattress, it's phenomenal, isn't it? Because we had such issues with Jules on that mattress. Phil Humphries, hi guys, love your channel, thank you, that's very kind. Have you ever been to Caravan Manoeuvring Championships?
it's great fun. You used to love going and won a few trophies. Cool.
No.
It's a feeling. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Dan's saying it's a feeling.
It
It's
is,
just
yeah. Because
it just feels right.
yeah, because some of them, I mean, obviously I get in and out of loads at the show, and some of them I get in, and obviously I look around and I look quick to think what I'm going to review, and I look at them, and some of them I'm just thinking, what am I going to say? Because I'm not feeling it, but other people might absolutely love something that I don't love, and it's not about me. I'm not buying it. It's the idea is you need to see it because you might love it. I'll talk about how I find it from my height point of view and what I do like, because certain things are important, but other things, I mean, it's a total personal, like colours, the colour schemes. You know, I mean, that's a big thing, and it's a matter of, you know, what you want. But there's so much to choose from. I think now there's too much to choose from. It becomes confusing.
I don't know. It's nice to have the choice and to be able to get it exactly how
Yeah.
you want it. All I would say is once you have picked it, just take a second and have another look round it and just make sure everything
don't
works
rush
for you.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But as you can see here tonight, it is the best community that
Mm,
I've ever come across, I think.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, it's a good laugh. And there's always people to ask as well, which is what I like. There's always people to ask advice of, isn't there?
there's always people very opinionated who'll give you advice as well.
Yeah, even when you don't want it.
But no, it's great. It's a great sharing community, and that's what I like about it. It's friendly.
Yeah, it is. So that's where we're at, really.
Wow, 47 minutes. I thought we were about 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Yeah, absolutely
Bedtime.
bedtime.
Oh,
Bringing the
Sid's
lad.
bringing his event shelter.
It now has 4 sides. Magic.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's not just a massive kite then.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I'm really looking forward to a good meet-up at Christmas. Should be good fun. And now at least having a house down there, if we get fed up, we can just like sneak off and leave everyone behind. No, we won't, really. So no, I think that's it where we are. So as I say, £9 a night minibus into market.
We could talk about the rally.
Yeah, right, cool. So yeah, Gavin's going to put a mattress on his list. I know you never stop spending money, do you?
But the good thing is you're always improving bits, and that's another good thing. You can share your experience. If you know, if you don't think or you don't like something, you can always say, and you know, people then can make their own mind up and get their own details from
One
it.
thing I think we've learned is definitely spend as much as you can afford. Have you heard the dog?
I have heard the dog, yeah.
Spend as much as you can afford, because the cheaper stuff, it doesn't pay in the end. That's for sure, isn't it?
I've got a saying, and Karina hates it, but my saying is buy once, cry once. Spend as much as you can and get the best thing you can for your money, because inevitably, you know, you get what you pay for. And it might cripple you to get the best thing that you want, like it has done for me to get gadgets and bits and pieces, but they last, and if you look after them, you know, they really do stand you in good stead in the future. So sometimes, and we know that we're always looking for bargains and things that are cheaper, and in fact I'm going to mention Lloyd again, because when we saw him last time, he'd made his own sun canopy.
Night Ian, love the caravans.
And he's done a cracking job, and I think he said he'd spent something like £30 or £40 in total just to make this tarp sun canopy that can be altered into several different things. Sometimes you don't need to spend silly amounts of money, but sometimes you do, just to get good kit.
I think awnings.
Yeah.
Awnings is a definite one.
It's a big outlay. It is a big outlay. But again, hopefully, if you look after it and you get some good stuff, it'll last you a lifetime.
So everyone is heading off, so we're going to head off. Fudge is snoring. We will be, we'll be doing a giveaway in the run up to Christmas. We'll be at the shows. We'll have some content out before Christmas.
Somebody on here, without going back through it, said that they'd seen us at Love to Stay but just waved and didn't come over. Please, if you see us, come over and say hello. It's brilliant. Yeah. We love it. We really do love it. So,
and I'll just think that you know who I am and you want some advice. That woman, she must be thinking now, God, she wasn't average.
Yeah.
Poor woman.
And if I'm stood with a big camera in front of Karina's face somewhere, then we probably are filming. But 9 times out of 10, we're just walking between vans. So please,
deciding what to film the next morning. So yeah.
Please do come and say hello.
It was really nice because we met a lot of different people this time, which was nice. It's like when we're on sites, we get a lot of people coming up when we're away. Like these last few weeks, we've had a lot of people bobbing round to the awning. And it is nice we see people when we trot round, don't we? They normally recognise Fudge before us. So yeah, it's always nice to have a chat with folk.
So on that, we're going to say good night. So thank you so much for joining us.
Night, Anne Shirley.
Just having a look quickly before. Time for a brew. I've got mine here. And
I'm going to go have a bit more of my pizza because I ended up getting, for those of you who saw my tweet, I got a barbecue chicken pizza. It was really nice. And this light is what is it?
It's a Philips Hue.
Got a Hue. My dad's got every gadget imaginable. I mean, it doesn't leave the house.
This means it's. I'll do it again. There we go. Time to go.
Cool. That's time to go, man. Right. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We always enjoy it, and I know everyone gets to have a chin wag as well between yourselves, so that's great.
That's really why we do it. So you can have a chat between yourselves.
But if we don't catch you before, have a great Christmas and New Year.
Hope you get everything that you want.
Yeah, hope you've all been good and Santa brings you all the presents, and we'll be hopefully as of January in our new house, all snug like bugs in a rug and
Fudge stinky
and ready for 2020, where I'm hoping we can have a really good year. All of us get together and just have a good time really and make the most of it, because you only live once, guys, so make the most of it.
So on that, I'm going to say goodbye again. So thanks very much.
See you later, everyone. Take care.